What's up? Okay, so recently at D23, the cast for the upcoming X-Men reboot was shown to us, and it consisted of Sadie Sink as Jean Grey, Adam Driver as Mr. Sinister, Maya Boyd as Storm, Kit Connor as Cyclops, Samara Weaving as Emma Frost, Christopher Abbott as Charles Xavier, and last but not least, Indy Navarrete as Rogue. Initial thoughts are, it looks pretty good. For the most part, very unexpected castings, and I like that. Rumors are going around that they're going to start off with the all-new X-Men type of lineup, which I did like, but with these new cast members revealed, I'm not so sure. I kind of like not knowing where they're going with this, and that's backed by one of them saying in an interview that they're kind of having a different take on the X-Men, which I am excited for. Starting off with the only X-Men we've seen, Jean Grey. Now, I just posted a video about her character, but only the bad aspects. I want to preface that I still love that they're doing something different with her character, which is extremely exciting, not knowing how they're going with this. She seems to be a very different adaptation of Jean Grey, younger and more inexperienced and angry, which interests me in how they're going to show her and her past actions in this film. How does she become one of the role models of the team? I guess we'll just have to see. Now going into Kit Connor as Cyclops, I am very, very interested in this casting because I have yet to see him in anything. He seems to be up to the part, both in demeanor and looks. Cyclops is a leader, a very confident and set in his ways individual. He's very for his people and open about that, and I really hope they stay true to that. He's extreme when he needs to be, and that's evident by his place in the recent X-Men run. Though it seems like they're going younger, so it doesn't seem like he'll be so sure of himself yet, I hope that's the direction they're going with it. Kit really does seem the part. Like I said, I haven't seen him in anything, but I have faith he'll do the character justice. Adam Driver as Mr. Sinister. I honestly don't know too much about the character, but I do know he can play a good villain.
I just had sex, I'm about to eat nachos!
His inclusion tells me this might be more of a tragic story, and I'm totally for that. Now, Christopher Abbott as Xavier was very unexpected, but I do see it. Professor Xavier is a flawed but father-like individual in the X-Men mythos, and we saw that in the Wolfman. Though he was less confident and prestigious, I still do think that's a good omen to playing the character. I do wonder what they'll do with this character because Xavier has been portrayed very differently in so many different forms of media. Less flawed in the films, but more so flawed and sort of naive in the X-Men 97 series. There really are so many avenues they could take with his character, so I am quite excited to see what he'll do in this new and different take on the X-Men. Samara Weaving is Emma Frost. I know absolutely nothing about this character and also haven't seen the actor in anything, so my thoughts are very much at a minimum. She looks the part, and that's really all I know. Maya Boyd as Storm. She looks exactly the part, and she's in theater. That's perfect for Storm. She's a very theatrical and powerful character, so I'm confident she can play that part. Her age is also interesting because she seems around Kit and Sadie's age, if not a bit older, which I don't hate. It seems like they're also starting off with a mix of giant-sized X-Men and the starting five lineup, which I'm excited to see. Her theater background tells me she has a big stage presence, and that's absolutely needed for Storm. She's literally a force of nature. Last, but definitely not least, Indy Navarrete as Rogue. First of all, Indy is an amazing actor, and she really showed her acting chops in Obsession, which is so far my favorite movie of the year. She was also in Superman and Lois, which shows she can play tragic, confident, angsty, happy, and flirty, a plethora of characters. Luckily, Rogue is a complicated character. She's a confident and abrasive person, but can't show that due to her mutant ability, and that's what makes her so tragic. She can't feel anyone else, ever. She can't hug, kiss, or touch anyone, not even Gambit, and that can bring her down a lot. But she's also a strong person, and she rises up against that by pushing through it and doing what's right, being one of the powerhouses of the team. My initial thoughts when we first got the news was that she was kind of too short to play the role, but I'm warming up to that casting by the second. To conclude, these castings really are growing on me and getting more interesting by the second, and I'm eager to see what they'll do with these characters in this big world in the future. Yo, thanks for watching. This is probably a bit of a shorter video too, but I wanted to get something like this out because even if I don't know that much about the X-Men, I am very excited for Cyclops, especially because he's one of the characters I've learned the most about so far. I'm super excited for the future of the mutants in the MCU, and maybe you are too. Hope you enjoyed watching, and if you did, you can like, maybe even subscribe if you want. Anyways, drink your water, be yourself, and do what you love. Deuces.